Alright, hey everyone. I'm going to be making my first video here. It's going to be about a particular topic that I've noticed it's been gaining popularity in the last year or so, and I think it's about time that this gets cleared up. I chose this subject for my first video, well, for several reasons. First, I think it's about really the most important issue when wanting to understand the world and reality. And it's something I've kind of thought about and kind of questioned for really the last 10 to 15 years of my life. Well, really just certain aspects of it. I'll get into that later, but okay, I really started getting into realizing and questioning the world and history, what we've been told about it, and I started looking into things for the last year or two. And I've been reading a lot of books. I've watched a lot of documentaries and videos. And, well, last year I ran across this person's channel. He goes by the name of ODD. I think that stands for Overdose Denver. And, well, he's made a lot of really great videos. I suggest you check out his channel. And so, yeah, he's made videos about subjects like mind control, the power structure, and just generally the status quo of the world. And so I learned a lot from watching his videos. And then towards the end of the year last year, he made a video called True World. And now there's a whole series. But I remember when he posted the video last year, I just read the description and I saw it was about flat Earth, and at first I was just like, "What? Really? Why are you doing a video on a subject like this? You made so many great videos in the past about so many important issues. Why would you even think about debating something like this?" But I was curious because, like I said, I'd seen so much of his great work in the past. I felt compelled to watch. So after watching, I couldn't believe how great it was. It explained so many things, and it cleared up a lot of issues. Not just about this subject, but it kind of ties into many others. So I really suggest you watch that video. I'm gonna post a link of it in the description of this video. But yeah, just he was called ODD TV. I think he just changed his name. Now he's like ODD Reality. So, but if you just type into the search bar like ODD TV, True World or Flat Earth, I'm sure you'll find it. But okay, I'm just gonna touch on a few things in this video. Yeah, I just want to get to a few things that he talked about. Um, So, okay, let's get started here. Yeah, this is one of the first place he starts. So here we can look at some pictures and videos of events like, the moon landing and walking on the moon and viewing the Earth from space. And you can look at these are some of NASA's official photos. So we can take a look at these, and this is from a clip. This guy, apparently he opened one of NASA's official photos in a photo editing program or app. Looks like this is Photoshop. So what he did was, what you can do using the features of the program is you can adjust the levels of like the hue and the brightness. So what this guy did was he zoomed in here. He zoomed in on the Earth. Yeah, this is an astronaut on the surface of the moon with the Earth in the background. So I can show you in the video. Yeah, he zoomed in on the Earth, and using the program, he adjusted the brightness. And here you can see, looks like there's a box around the Earth. Yeah, it's supposed to be a real photo, and this is typical of doctored photos. Yeah, and this is just one example. You can do this yourself. You can look up NASA photos, and some of their other videos and photos of things like landing on the moon, some of the spacewalks. You can see wires, harnesses on the astronauts. Some of the spacewalks, you can see air bubbles, which that would suggest it wasn't really in space. It was a production that was underwater instead of low or zero gravity. So you can do this yourself. Just Google like NASA hoax or air bubbles and footage. So also, what you can do is here. This is an official photo of one of the NASA's images of the Earth viewed from space. So what you can do here is you can calculate based on the size of the objects in the photo, like the size of the continents, based on the size of the rest of the globe, you can calculate the circumference. See, based on the size of this globe, and this is supposed to be an official image of Earth viewed from space. So the circumference here would be 24,901 miles, and the radius would be 3,959 miles. So you can calculate the curve, and so this would be 8 inches, and it wouldn't be 8 inches per mile, which would look like this. So it's 8 inches per mile squared. So basically, you can calculate it to, okay, so 1 mile would be 8 inches, 2 miles would be 32 inches, and so on. So based on that equation, you can look at just photos of things on the ground you can see with your own eye. So this photo was taken, this is a pier. This pier is in Daytona Beach, Florida, and this guy took a photo. Looks like he's standing about 20 to 30 feet away from the pier, and it's about 12 to 16 feet from the pier to the shore, and this is at sea level, so this is at the lowest point right on the surface of the Earth. So what he did was, then he took a photo here. This is taken from 4.2 miles away. So again, according to this equation, 8 inches per mile squared, in this photo, if that's correct, the pier should be curved about 16 feet below the horizon. So you shouldn't be able to see the bottom of the pier, based on the curvature. And as you can see here, you can see the entire pier. And also, what happens if you're on a flat surface, what happens to the horizon is it rises to your eye level. And as you can see here, the horizon does rise. And so that would suggest that, this is the curvature according to, this is supposed to be a satellite photo of the Earth viewed from space. So something is not right according to this equation. And this is just one example. Okay, here we have, this is Chicago. This has become kind of a well-known photo, particularly for this kind of debate. This is taken from a man by the name of Joshua Nowicki. Okay, he took a photo of Chicago from across Lake Michigan. So he was in a small town in Michigan called St. Joseph. So this is over 60 miles away. So this is, again, according to this equation, 8 inches per mile squared. If he's 60 miles away, and again, this is Lake Michigan, so this is at sea level, at the flattest point on the surface of the Earth. So where Chicago is from where he's standing, according to the equation, it should be curved 2,400 feet below the horizon. So as you can see, you shouldn't be able to see anything according to right here, this is the Willis Tower. Now that's pretty tall. It's about 1,400 feet. So if you, according to that equation, if you were maybe half the distance, you'd be able to see maybe the top part of the tower. Yeah, if the Earth is curved like in that photo, but you can see the entire, yeah, you can see the bottom of the Willis Tower, and also you can see buildings next to it that are nowhere near as tall, and you shouldn't be able to see any of the, if the Earth is curved like it's displayed in that photo. And you can also look at another thing people have done is you can get little commercial drones, little remote controlled aircrafts, and you can attach a little camera, like a remote camera. I think what do they call it, a GoPro. And so, like here in this photo, yeah, it looks like this is thousands of feet up. Yeah, you can get drones that can go way up into the Earth's atmosphere. And here, again, according to that equation, if this is thousands of feet up, you should be able to see some curve on the horizon. But as you can see, there's nothing. It's completely flat. And so, like, here, like, oh, this is another photo taken from like a drone or aircraft with a camera. It says it's over 20 miles into the air. And as you can see, the horizon is still, it's completely flat. And here, oh, this is another thing people have done is they've got, you can go to the top of Mount Everest. So here, yeah, here in this photo, this is at the summit, it's at the top of Mount Everest, and look at the horizon, and you can see, and here you can see other mountains that are miles away. Yeah, these are notable mountains. You can tell, like, from here over to these hills over here, there's got to be several miles in between them. So according to that equation, again, there should be some curve visible, yeah, between this part of the horizon and here over by these hills. And as you can see, it's completely flat. So, so the point is, something doesn't add up. If this is supposed to be an official NASA photo of the Earth viewed from space, and the math just doesn't add up, so something is off. And so naturally, you would ask, so what are you saying? This isn't what the Earth looks like. So what does it look like? Like a flat Earth? What would that look like? Well, there's been maps in history that depict a flat Earth. Like, this is from the 17th century, and here you can see on this map, you can see all the continents, and yeah, it looks like a flat disk. Yeah, you can see here. Here's another map. I'm not sure when this one is from, but yeah, again, you can see all the continents. Yeah, North America, South, yeah, Asia. And okay, so you might be asking now, so if that's what Earth looks like here on this globe, okay, what about Antarctica? See, like on this globe, Antarctica is a landmass at the bottom of the globe, so how would that work on a flat disk? Well, here you can see on this map, it looks like there's like an ice, yeah, a land of ice, like surrounding the end of the, or like the outer part of the disk. So looks like that would be, so yeah, here, yeah, again on this map, yeah, it looks like there's an icy land surrounding the flat disk. So I guess this would be Antarctica. And actually, it's been written about in history that, yeah, people have described, yeah, there's a icy land on the outer part of the Earth. Yeah, it looks like there's kind of, yeah, explorers and people have gone to Antarctica in history, and they've described, yeah, there's like like you can see on this map, it looks like there would be an ice wall around the edge of the disk. So, yeah, the kind of ice walls that would hold in the ocean. Well, here is Antarctica, and there are ice walls. Yeah, this is a real photo. This is just one of many. You can look this up yourself. Yeah, just look at photos of Antarctica, and you can find these. Yeah, so here, this is the ocean, and yeah, there's an ice wall with the land going out. So this would be going out to the outer part of the flat disk. And yeah, these ice walls, they stand about 150 feet tall. So yeah, you can look these up. Now, okay, so the next thing would be like, okay, can you see this like in this photo, and like, so compared to this map, like okay, so to see the ice walls, like, can you take a plane and fly over to the ice walls and actually like maybe fly out to the edge of the disk? Yeah, just fly a plane over and yeah, go in a plane and see this yourself. That would clear a lot of this up. Well, it's actually illegal for an individual to have access to most parts of Antarctica. Yeah, most parts it's illegal to go to. You can't fly over most of the area. You can go on tours. Like you can pay money, fly to one specific part of Antarctica and take a tour, but it's going to be, there's only heavily controlled and guided tours over a very limited area of the continent. Yeah, most parts of Antarctica you can't go to. This is actually, yeah, and no one can have. It's illegal to have residence in Antarctica. They don't. You can't freely travel. Like if you have a private plane, a private aircraft, the airspace is monitored, and yeah, it's legal airspace. So, and this has raised questions as to how much land is actually in Antarctica. Like maybe there's more land being hidden, but okay, so the reason it's illegal to go to Antarctica because it's actually in 1959, 12 nations signed a treaty to assign Antarctica to government control. So as you can see in this photo, you can see all the flags. Yeah, there's the American flag. It looks like there's several European countries' flags. So yeah, so what you have, if you go to Antarctica, there's actually all of these nations, their militaries are stationed, and they have ships and equipment, probably weapons, yeah, probably yeah, soldiers, and yeah, they're all there to basically ensure compliance of the treaty. So yeah, you can't fly to, like if you tried to, even if you have a like a private plane or a private jet and you fly to somewhere in Antarctica where you're not supposed to go, I guess the militaries will shoot your plane down. So, okay. Well, this brings up another question. So, like here on this map, like, okay, so if Earth, it doesn't look like this, and if you want to see what it actually looks like this is taken from space. Can you go to space? Have we actually taken a satellite or taken some kind of aircraft into space and got so we can see what the if it looks like this structure? Well, we can get into space here. If you studied anything about space, you may have heard of the Van Allen belt. Yeah, there was a scientist. His name is James Van Allen. He actually discovered some elements, and he published a study in a scientific journal. It's called the Scientific American. So he began doing research in 1952, and what he did was he launched Geiger counters in the air around rockets, and he found at about 1,000 to 60,000 kilometers, what he found was high levels of radiation and also solar flares. So it's basically here. Basically, what he found was this. Yeah, he found something like this over the Earth, made of radiation and solar flares. So yeah, yeah. When he launched the rockets, he can only go so far, and then I guess the rockets got damaged or destroyed by these by the radiation and solar flares. So yeah, he published the study of these findings in 1959, and so pretty much that's been it for, as far as exploring space. Every attempt, every rocket launch or any kind of aircraft, spacecraft, supposedly, uh, everything that's been launched has not been able to get past this Van Allen belt. Yeah, every rocket's basically, I guess, crashed into it and been destroyed. You can look this up. Yeah, look up some facts about the James Van Allen study. And with the Van Allen belt, like I said, high levels of radiation. So if a person went up into that, they would get radiation sickness. Yeah, so that's way too dangerous for someone to explore. So, and yeah, you can look this up. Every rocket, and other countries have tried to launch rockets to get past this barrier, and they've all failed. Every single one of them. I guess they basically crashed into this Van Allen belt. Yeah, it's been called a lot of different names. Yeah, when James Van Allen discovered it, yeah, that's what he called it. It's also just been called a dome. In history, I guess uh, some explorers and some scientists have discovered elements. They've discovered evidence that this exists, and they've called it the firmament. So, so yeah. Well, I guess the next thing you would ask is, so what's all this stuff I've been hearing about this exploring space? Yeah, people going to space, going to the moon. Yeah, what's all this stuff I've heard about the space program? Well, I'm going to get into NASA here, and to do that, you need to understand how it was started. Uh, okay, here we have one of the key figures in starting NASA, this man by the name of Werner von Braun. Okay, yeah, he was a Nazi. Yeah, Hitler recruited rocket scientists. Yeah, so yeah, he worked for the Nazi takeover of Europe in World War II. Yeah, so von Braun, he had a weekend rocket club where you may have heard of the V1 and V2 rockets that were launched, and they were used for terrorism in London, Paris, and Brussels. So, yeah, he built those. He had, over in the Baltic Sea, a place called Peenemund. It was used as von Braun's Nazi research and development center, and he actually brought in. There were hundreds of Jewish and French resistants, I guess, captured as prisoners, and they were forced to work on this project. So, okay, now you may have heard of the Nuremberg trials that brought the Nazis to justice. Yeah, so at the end of the war, yeah, many of the Nazis were put on trial, and a lot of them were charged and sentenced for their crimes during the war. Well, it's been written about and it's been documented in history, and this has been written about in books. There were 1,500 particular high level not that were in specific programs. They were known to work on specific projects, and yeah, so 1,500 of them were never put on trial. And what they found was, and yeah, this has been written about, they found that they were smuggled into the U.S. government by the military in a project called Operation Paperclip. So that's basically what happened with von Braun. He was smuggled into the government in the United States, and the government put him in as the first director of one of NASA's starting programs called the Marshall Space Flight Center. So, okay, I'm going to start talking about NASA and the history of space. And so, first of all, to do that right now, especially to get into like NASA's history, right now I need to talk a little bit about secret societies. Now, because when talking about NASA, especially, you have to understand some things about a particular secret society known as the Freemasons. Uh, I'm going to do a whole nother full video about secret societies because even though more people are starting to get information about them, there's still a lot of people that just don't know. Yeah, a lot of people have no idea what they are, who's a member of which group. and really just generally how government, religion, and the people that run the world work. Even though a lot of this information is public and it's really not that hard to find, still a lot of people just haven't looked this stuff up. So, well, basically, just to start, yeah, presidents, kings, queens, prime ministers, leaders of governments, religions, financial institutions belong to secret societies. There are a lot of different ones. You may have heard of some of them. Yeah, there's the Jesuits, the Skull and Bones, yeah, the Freemasons, and then there's just Luciferians and Satanists. And well, like Freemasons and Skull and Bones, they're basically just different forms of Satanists. Yes, they have some things in common. Here we can look at. Yeah, here's some of their symbols. You may have seen some of these. Like a well-known Satanist symbol is the upside-down pentagram. Yeah, there's the double-headed eagle. It's been used by the Nazis. Yeah, this is the probably the most prominent symbol in Freemasonry, the square and compass with the G. So, yeah, and here's some things. Yeah, here's what they wear usually in like a ceremony. Yeah, they wear like aprons. Yeah, the colors are usually black and white. Every Masonic lodge has a black and white checker floor like this. Here's another upside down pentagram. They also have, you may have seen some of these, the all seeing eye in the pyramid or triangle. Yeah, it's on the back of our money. And again, here's the square and compass, the G. They also have hand signs, like hand signals. This is Satanist Anton LaVey. He wrote the Satanic Bible, but he's doing a well-known Satanist and Freemason hand sign. It's called the Il Cornuto. Again, here's a upside-down pentagram. They also have a hand sign where they just do this. Yeah, they make kind of an M for Mason with their hands. So, yeah, there's Bush, George W. Bush. He's doing the El Cornuto. He comes from a Freemason family. The Bush family is also in Skull and Bones. Yeah, they have the skull and crossbones for their symbol. That right there, that's George H. Bush. Yeah, George W. Bush's father. He was also, yeah, George W. Bush was in Skull and Bones. That right there, you can kind of see that's Prescott Bush, the father of George H. Bush. Yeah, all of them were in Skull and Bones. So yeah, that's some of their. Oh yeah, there's George Washington. I think he's the most famous Freemason in history. But yeah, again, yeah, he's got the apron on a checker floor. He's got the square and compass on his apron. So yeah, again, this is the most, yeah, the highest Freemason leader in America. And again, yeah, the pyramid, double-headed eagle. Oh, the 33, that means that's the degree. There's a hierarchy of different degrees from low to high. Like first and second degree Freemason is lower level, and then like 32nd, 33rd degree is really high level. So yeah, he's high level. Oh, here's Aleister Crowley, famous Satanist. Yeah, again, he's got the all-seeing eye and the triangle or pyramid. There's a pentagram again. So, here's Aleister Crowley, or no, this is Albert Pike, leader of the KKK, and he's yeah. Let me zoom in. Yeah, so he was a 33rd degree Freemason. Yeah, again in the 33 in the pyramid or triangle. There's the double-headed eagle. So, yeah, that's some of their symbols and what they wear. Oh, there's Barack Obama. He's a Freemason. You have a Sigma Pi Phi fraternity. Yeah, he's throwing up the El Cornuto. There's a lot of photos of him doing this, and yeah, people that don't know, they think it's just a cool, rock and roll. No, actually, no, it's public knowledge. You can look it up. Yeah, he's a Freemason, from Sigma Pi Phi, Prince Hall Lodge, and what he's doing is a well-known historic Freemason hand sign. So, okay, let me get into some history about the space program and NASA. And the thing is, with the history of the space, space exploration, supposedly all the key figures are in secret societies. So yeah, you can see here, like here's Kepler, Pythagoras, Copernicus, Galileo, Sir Isaac Newton. Yeah, they're all known for having photos and with these hand signs, the same symbols. So this is Galileo. Again, he's on the black and white checker floor. This is Sir Isaac Newton. Yeah, he's Sir Isaac Newton. He was knighted. Oh, so yeah, he has a book. Let's see. Yeah, see, Isaac Newton's Freemasonry. You can look that up. It's probably on Amazon or something. So, but also, Isaac Newton was knighted. Yeah, he's Sir Isaac Newton, knighted by Queen Anne. Again, royalty, probably in the same secret society. But yeah, he was knighted at Trinity's Lodge, Masonic Masters. So here's some NASA figures. John Glenn, yeah, he's doing in this photo, he's doing the M for Mason. Here he is. He always wears a Masonic ring. You see it's got the square and compass. So, yeah, see in this postcard, yeah, it says Masons on the Moon, and it talks about Buzz Aldrin. Yeah, Buzz Aldrin, he was a high level, he was a 33rd degree Freemason from, he was out of Montclair Lodge, number 144 in New Jersey. And here's some more. Edgar Mitchell, he was on Apollo 14, supposed moonwalker. He's what they call Order of Demolay Mason from Artesta Lodge, number 29, New Mexico. Oh, also that was James Irwin. He was on Apollo 15, a supposed moonwalker. He was from he's from Teon Lodge, number 104, Colorado Springs. Let's see. There's Gordon Cooper. He's missions Mercury 9, Gemini 5. He's what they call a Master Mason. I think that's the third level, third degree. He was from Carbondale Lodge, number 82 in Colorado. Yeah, so also like Neil Armstrong, Alan Shepard, Anthony England, they're known for either their fathers were Freemasons or they were known for having some family member as Freemasons. Yeah, different degrees. But okay. So yeah, that's basically how it works. Yeah, so here's Freemason Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's doing the El Cornudo in this photo. So so yeah, you can understand how this works. So yeah, maybe it's clear now, like how it's possible that these secret societies, they're centuries old. I think Freemasonry is the oldest secret society currently in the world. And the thing about it is, with the hierarchy, with the different levels, is okay. They learn knowledge of the Freemason craft. They learn different things about science and how the world works. And the higher level you go, you gain more knowledge. And the way, in general, how secret societies work is they have to keep their knowledge secret. Yeah, they swear an oath to secrecy. So this oath, and typically with like the Freemasons, if they break the oath, it's punishable by death. So, and yeah, that's general in any kind of Satanist secret society. But also with the different levels, like the higher level knowledge you go, like the higher levels will also they have to keep the knowledge secret from with their own group. So the higher levels keep the knowledge secret from the lower levels. Yeah, once you get to a higher level, you can't let the lower levels know until they get to the higher level. So yeah, yeah. Generally, all secret societies work like that. So yeah, they keep not only, and if you're not in the secret society, you're not supposed to know any of the knowledge. Yeah, like I say, it's they have to take an oath that's punishable by death. So yeah, maybe now you can see how this works. Yeah, where they have to swear an oath. Yeah, punishable by death. And like I said, presidents, queens, uh, yeah, prime ministers, all the top leaders of the world are in this club. And so yeah, like presidents, yeah, prime ministers, they can put a lot of power from law, military, governments, yeah, enforce to keep it all in place. So like as you can see, like I showed earlier, the treaty in Antarctica in place by the 12 nations and more have joined since. Yeah, it's likely led by secret societies, keeping everyone from seeing the edge of the flat Earth, seeing the ice walls, and seeing what Earth actually looks like. But they seem to know something because here, this is an official map used by the U.S. Geological Survey. So yeah, they actually use this themselves. And by the way, another thing to note is all the 12 nations that signed the treaty, they're all members of a group you may have heard of, the United Nations. And let's look at their logo. This is the logo on their flag. Take a look at this. Kind of looks like looks like the flat Earth map where you can see all the continent. This is their logo. This is on their flag. See, this is what they typically do. They conceal the truth, but kind of mock you by rubbing it in your face. Yeah, this is everybody knows the United Nations. This is their flag. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do another video about this sort of thing. Yeah, just so you know. And while we're on, kind of yeah, concealing the truth, but at the same time, kind of rubbing it in your face. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, this is on their web. This is straight from their website. Again, this is an official NASA document. Yeah, it describes. Yeah, this is basically a blueprint of a linear aircraft model. So you can look through the document. Yeah, it's got a bunch of math equations and matrices. But let's look at this, the concluding remarks. So let's take a look at this. This report derives and defines a set of linearized system matrices for a rigid aircraft of consistent mass flying over or flying in a stationary atmosphere over a flat, non-rotating Earth. This is an official NASA document. Yeah, this is what the astronauts read. This is what all the scientists read. Yeah, as you can see here, it says, yeah, Ames Research Center, National Aeronautics and Space Administration. That's NASA. It's from 1987. It's straight. It's right from yeah, straight from the horse's mouth, I guess. Yeah, this. So yeah, I'm gonna do a whole nother video of how secret societies work. They conceal the truth, but kind of rub it in your face. There's reasons for it, but just one more thing. I was saying I've kind of questioned this sort of thing for a long time, and just in my own life. Yeah, I noticed. I remember like 10 years ago, like 10, 15 years ago, I was just sitting outside and I noticed. Yeah, this is something I kind of that made me question. I didn't think of a flat Earth, but it made me question the globe model Earth that we've been told. I noticed if you can do this yourself, if you go outside during the day, You can see the moon during the day. Okay, let's look. Now, as you've been told, you know, okay, you've been told, okay, the Earth is rotating, yet spins a cycle 24 hours in each cycle, and the moon is supposed to be spinning in orbit around the Earth. So there should be some point in the day where you can't. There's some point where you can't see the moon because yeah, if the Earth is spinning and then the moon is spinning in a rotation around the Earth, how can you see? There should either be a point where in the day where you can't see the moon, or somewhere in the world where you can't see the moon. But you can see the moon anywhere in the world, and you can see it. Of course, everyone knows you can see the moon at night, but you can also see the moon during the day. How would that be possible if Earth is a spinning globe with the moon spinning around the Earth? See, something just doesn't add up. So okay, basically, let me just conclude here. In my mind, I'm absolutely sure the Earth is not a spinning globe. It's not possible. The math doesn't add up, as I showed earlier. Yeah, this equation doesn't add up. Yeah, all the flat Earth pictures, something doesn't add up. So okay, I suggest you do your own research, make up your own mind, and watch the video by ODD TV. It's called True World, and there's a whole series now. So, he makes a lot of other great videos about a lot of important topics. So I suggest you check out his channel. Okay, I'm gonna end this video here. I'm gonna make some more videos about this subject and many others. Yeah, there's a lot more to come. So. Subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned for more information, and please keep an open mind and do your own research. Don't just go with what you've heard your whole life. Yeah, even though you hear it everywhere, it might be hard to just break through just popular opinion, but please do your own research and keep an open mind. So, well, thanks for watching. See you later, guys.